What's up guys, Rad here, welcome to RadCars, and today I'm going to be doing a in-depth review of my 2022 Porsche 992 Turbo S. Now I wanted to wait at least 1 month of driving this car every day before I did the review, so I really have a feel for it, and it's been a month, so let's get to the review of this beautiful car. Alright guys, let's start off with the exterior. Now, obviously this is the 992 generation, which looks absolutely phenomenal, and the Turbo S obviously looks better. Now, I don't think it looks as good as the GT3 did. Obviously, it's a lot more subtle than the GT3 was. It's not as in your face, especially with the GT Silver. It's, you know, a very subtle, nice daily car. Now, obviously, I think the best part of this car is the rear end. And obviously you have the sport exhaust system on mine, and you have the active rear spoiler, which is very, very cool. And again, you got this Bordeaux red interior, which is my favorite color in a 911 as far as interior goes. And it just looks gorgeous. You have the wind deflector, which comes up and really makes a huge difference in the air that's coming into the car. Obviously, you have the yellow ceramic brakes. I don't know how great it looks in yellow in this spec with the red interior and silver, but it still looks good. Alright guys, so moving on to this beautiful interior. Again, you got the red interior, which looks phenomenal, especially with the top down and the sun hitting it. It just looks gorgeous. Obviously, we have the sport exhaust system, the lift. These are must-have options on these cars. And let's turn her on. But let's put it in sport first. There we go. You have the wind deflector. Let's put it back. It's really cool how that works. You have your very small rear seats that no one can fit in. You have the upgraded sound system, which sounds absolutely amazing. I believe on this car it's a $3,000 option, but on normal 911s it's almost a $6,000 option. You also have sport exhaust system, must have. You have the lift, raising vehicle front. Now on this one, you don't need it as much as you would on a GT3 because this is a bit obviously not as low to the ground as the GT3 was, but still good to have. Obviously cooled and heated seats. You can do both at the same time. No idea why you would, but why not? And you have the drive modes here. Sport, Sport Plus, individual. Now what's really cool is when you put it in Sport Plus, the exterior spoiler comes out and the front spoiler also comes out. So let's show you guys that. So in Sport Plus, you have this entire piece come down, which is really cool. This entire plastic piece to help with aerodynamics. Now, what this does is also really reduce the ground clearance, and it scratches really easily. But look how cool this piece is. This comes down, and then it retracts when you put it off Sport Plus mode. I think that's really cool. And also moving on to the back, your spoiler comes up like this as well, which again makes it look a little more aggressive and sporty. Alright guys, so let's get to the very important part. The driving review. How does this car drive? Before we start, we gotta put the roof up so you guys can hear me better. Let's do that. You can see how the roof going up looks too. Now it's crazy, even though this is a convertible and you have the soft top, it's so quiet in here when you have the top up. You can't tell this is a soft top convertible, which is very cool. But let's get to driving. All right, well, as you guys know, at least those of you who are subscribed and have watched my previous videos know, I had a 992 GT3 right before this car. I sold that and got this, particularly because I just wanted to have one car that I could drive every day and it was comfortable, and I wanted a convertible. Obviously, this is a completely different car compared to the GT3, and having owned that right before this is actually very interesting because you could see, even though they're both 911s, they are nothing alike in any way. First of all, the handling of this car is absolutely amazing. Now, it's not as planted as the GT3 was, but because it is all-wheel drive, you do feel like you have a bit more control over the car, and it just drives great. One thing I don't like is the driving feel of this car is not as good as the GT3 was. Now, the GT3, you know, you had full control of the car was in your hand, you were controlling everything. This one, compared to that, feels a little computerized, and it's just effortless to drive. It's almost too easy to drive this car. You know, you want the car to be very slightly unpredictable at times, but this is very predictable. You know, you got the computers basically taking over and doing everything for you. Makes it a much more comfortable car to drive, but it's not as fun of a car to drive compared to the GT3. I mean, you compare this to other cars, you know, like a Honda Civic, obviously is more fun to drive, but just comparing it to my GT3 that I had, not as comfortable. Now, the speed, this is mind-blowingly quick. It is insane how quick this car is. 0 to 60 from Porsche, it says 2.7 seconds. I don't believe that for a second. I've tested 0 to 60 on this car at least 5 times. Each time it's done anywhere between a 2.1 to a 2.3 0 to 60. That makes it pretty much one of the fastest production cars 0 to 60 on the planet. I think the only car that could really beat this is Tesla Model S Plaid 0 to 60, and probably the SF90 Ferrari, although that car is obviously a plug-in hybrid, so it does have a little electric engine to give it a boost. But this car is, if you're looking for one car that is going to be a great daily, that's still fun to drive and extremely fast, this is it. I don't think there's anything like it on the road where you get the entire package, especially if you're looking for a convertible as well, like I was. The weather here is, you know, in California is amazing, especially this time of the year. So I missed my convertibles and had to get this car. I think there really isn't much that comes close to this as far as value and everything you get from one car. You know, I drive this car every single day and it's so smooth, so comfortable, so easy to drive. Right now we're in Sport Plus, so I'm gonna put it in normal mode. Obviously you guys can't really tell from the camera how smooth this car becomes, but take it from me. This car, and especially the normal mode, is super comfortable, super smooth. It sort of drives like an S-Class. It's a very comfortable suspension. You know, you go over a bump, barely feel it, whereas in the GT3, you know, you feel every little bump. But again, that's a track car. That's how it's supposed to be. It's just very interesting to see that these cars are both 911s. Now, you put this car in Sport Plus. Okay, let's do that now. And then you do launch control. You've probably felt nothing like it. It's out of this world. Unfortunately, I'm not really in an area to do launch control right now, but take it from me. I love cars. I've been in a lot of cars. I've driven a lot of fast cars. Nothing, absolutely nothing has given me the sensation and the feeling that this car does when you do launch control. Obviously in a closed course, in a closed area, not on public roads. But again, it's just absolutely amazing. Now, interior and the seats, the Sport Plus seats, also very comfortable, very you know, they hug you on the sides. I think these are 14-way seats or 18-way. I believe they're 18-way seats. So you could adjust basically anything with any part of the seat, which is very, very helpful. All right, guys, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching the review of my 992 Turbo S. I did want to wait 1 month before making this video, so I really had a feel of this car. And this is, I think, the best all-around daily car you can get. Super comfortable, super smooth, super, super fast, great handling, and effortless to drive. This car basically does everything for you as you're driving it. Some people love that, some people don't. So if you want an effortless car to drive, that you could drive every day, even take it on road trips, this is it. I don't think there's anything else on the market that really offers this complete package. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for a lot more content on the way.